Speaking of Auburndale, the Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Auburndale, Cody McGhee, joins us for this first segment. So, Cody, great to see you as always.
Guys, how are you guys doing? I don't think I've ever been a part of the first segment, so I feel kind of, special.
Well, we reverse things, so the first segment person is the least important.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm right back on my level.
We've been off for a while, so it's just ease us back in.
All of our guests are important, and all have a lot going on, including you, Cody. So we appreciate you taking the time. And there's a lot going on in Auburndale, as always. So let's tell us a little bit about what's new.
Yeah, so obviously we had a big season this year. FHSAA's state championships for soccer we hosted in February. Russ Matt, we had February through March, 5,600 innings we did in those 6 weeks. So a lot of events going on. USU Soccer's Southern Regionals, which is the first time we've ever hosted that. I think it's the first time Florida's ever hosted that. So that's been a pretty big event. So we're rocking and rolling a numerous amount of different skiing events at the Champions Lake. So there's a lot of stuff that's been going on.
All these things you just mentioned really happened in the span of a month or two. That's a lot in that amount of time. Talk real quick about how that schedule comes together. I mean, you're looking at not only the events we're bringing in and working with you all to bring in, Florida Youth Soccer's bringing in, but then you also have your normal city programming and your leagues and things. How does that schedule work? How does it come together? How long does it take to put that together?
It's a hodgepodge, but a lot of it is repeat different events that are coming in that have been coming in for several years. So usually our schedule is a year in advance, so we know what we're doing in the upcoming year. And we put in kind of placers to be able to allow for us to throw in a city event or throw in a last minute event, or really more times than not just having rest for the facility and the staff out there, so to be able to keep the Lake Myrtle going. So there's a lot of different aspects to Lake Myrtle and recreation in Auburndale in general, whether it's softball or ski or soccer or baseball. It's a lot of different ways for us to utilize the complex without just being on the same set of fields all the time.
In fact, I wanted to broaden the scope on you a little bit here. Auburndale, between 2020 and 2022, has grown 19%. You guys have a lot to keep up with. There's a lot more population. You've got all the stuff downtown and all. Tell us how you guys swing that.
So it's for recreation. It's not as hard because we're really providing recreation for anybody that can come. So a lot of our events that come in aren't city residents, but the things that you have to look at is more of an infrastructure type of thing. So how many recreation facilities do we have available? So right now, City of Auburndale is in the middle of a $18 million project renovating our Lake Ariana Park project, or Lake Ariana Park, to allow for new and renovated facilities at that park for us to do bigger and better events than we've done in the past. And that is in no small measure due to the amount of new residents that are coming into not only Auburndale but into the county itself. I think last year it was 23,000 people that came into Polk County. So it's a big feat for all of us.
When you talk about Lake Ariana and the improvements going on there, it's massive. I actually drove by there the other day, and just to see the scope of what they're doing there. Talk more about that project, what it's going to look like, what it's going to be, and what opportunities we'll have. I know I've heard there's going to be maybe some meeting space, and it's a prime location right on the lake.
Yeah, so it's a great facility. It's a lakefront facility. So in the past, we had two separate buildings that we could use, whether they be rentals or just any type of event. And obviously, you had the lakefront itself. The footprint of the facility is not really going to change all that much, other than the building facility will still have a very nice park, very much more of a passive type of feel. There'll be a boathouse with kayak or paddleboard rentals, still access to the lake. But the really big change in the features is our civic center, our new civic center that we'll be building. So the two buildings that we had really would have fit somewhere around 300 people. This new building that we'll be adding into will have two separate rooms that will be not only 300 people, but also another room that will be able to hold about 150. So it really gives us an opportunity to not only host just your regular ordinary events, but maybe get into some more convention type of small-sided convention type of events. So it really just opens up a new opportunity, new venues for us.
And there's a lot of history on that lake. I mean, that lake, the Auburndale Beach, has been a mainstay for a long time. There's a lot of history there that you're trying to save, as well as it being more or less the focal point, the center of the downtown right there.
Yeah, so Lake Ariana Park, we effectively call it, but really the historic name for that is Max Beach, and really anybody from Auburndale would know that name. It's been a recreation hub for a very, very long time. So there is a lot of rich history for recreation at that facility. We call it Max Beach. It used to be a swimming area, really a location for all of the residents to be able to come in. So there is just a plethora of memories that we are trying desperately to make sure that we throw into the plans of the new facilities to make sure we don't lose the historic value of what that site was.
It's funny, I was going to bring that up. I actually, as a young boy growing up in Polk County, I remember taking a YMCA summer camp field trip over there, going down the big metal slide that was just put in the middle of the lake. Are you bringing those back?
Can't bring those back, but you know, there will be some fun pieces to it. A lot of areas for just to remember the history of what it was and hopefully what it will be as well.
In fact, they're telling me in my ear we have some footage of me going down that slide.
Down that slide, yeah.
No, but it was that, like you said, it was a mainstay in not only Auburndale and Polk County. I know, took many trips there as a kid, and looking forward to seeing what that'll be repurposed into. So, and speaking of what you all do, we talk about the events we bring in and people coming in from outside, but the services you all provide to your residents, and again, residents all over the county. You've had a full summer of events every week downtown. You all are doing a different event for kids. I think last week you had opportunity for them to see fire trucks and things like that. Talk a little bit about some of that programming.
Yeah, so there was we came up with a program called Timeout Tuesdays, and it was really just an opportunity for kids and parents who weren't necessarily at summer camps, didn't have school, and just to be able to come out and take a time out into the park, really be able to come out and enjoy our park. It has grown over the years to really have kind of a focused effort, some type of theme to it. So this year we did bounce houses, we did water balloon fights, we did a petting zoo, and the pinnacle, the last one is always at the fire department, where we bring out the fire trucks, you do tours through the fire department, but it's also a big water day. We get the big fire hoses out and allow the kids to really just have fun. So it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not really a really high level event. It's kind of a low key event, but it's really something fun for the kids to be able to come out. It's free. Everybody gets to be able to have fun. We get a lot of different summer camps that are not the City of Auburndale summer camps that come and enjoy it, and that's really what we wanted. We really want you to be able to have fun. I mean, the month of July is Parks and Recreation Month, so we really just want to be able to enjoy our parks, our facilities.
So you've had there are back to Lake Myrtle. You've got some changes going on there as well, and new access points with Braddock. Tell us how the city plans on utilizing those.
Yeah, so in the last year, what we've done is we've added 2 different specific amenities to Lake Myrtle. The soccer stadium as well. It's a 2,500 person stadium to be able to go after different types of events that we just really can't host without that. We also have a 2,000-foot long ski lake that is what we consider the Champions Lake, but that's an event lake. It's whether it doesn't matter what type of discipline it is for skiing. We've had barefoot, we've had show, we've had all kinds of different types of skiing events. And both of those are within the last year, we've opened those up and seen just a plethora of different types of variety events. But what that does also gives us another exit and entrance into Lake Myrtle, the south entrance and exit, which really brings in the full length of Lake Myrtle. It's 250 acres, a lot of different space. And that starts showing off some of the open spaces that we still have. So we still have about 24 to 30 acres left to be able to start putting pen to paper to see what that's going to look like. And that's actually what we're going to be doing here in the next couple of months. The cities, the commissions, and with help with Polk County Sports Marketing, we're putting together some plans of what that's actually going to look like, what's left for Lake Myrtle. So we're pretty excited about that.
Well, and you mentioned the plans and the planning and who's involved in that. Talk about those partnerships. As we always say, prosperity through partnerships throughout the county, and we always use, and our commissioners and county management uses Auburndale as a prime example of that. So talk about those partnerships between the city, between the county, Visit Central Florida Sports, and others.
Yeah, it's a great partnership. Really, recreation in itself, I might be biased just for Polk County's sake, but really all of the recreation departments, no matter what cities they are, Polk County Sports Marketing, the county itself, those are all fantastic relationships. But in our world, Lake Myrtle would not be what it is today without those partnerships. That between the city of Auburndale, Polk County, and Polk County Sports Marketing, it really is a combined effort to be able to bring tourism dollars into Central Florida through sports, whether it be soccer, baseball, lacrosse, or any other variety of different sports. And Lake Myrtle is really a great example of how partnerships can come to fruition and help the county. I mean, it really does bring, I think, Russ Mat Baseball is up to over $27 million of economic impact now each year. So and that's an economic impact into the county itself, not just the city of Auburndale. So it's really a good team effort.
Well, we're coming towards the end of the summer. We talked about the busy summer you've had. Any big events coming up you want to highlight before we take our next break?
In October 12th, we have really the week prior to that, we have the Barefoot Worlds ski event that's coming up. But we also have inside of that is the City Fest event, the Auburndale City Fest. We have music coming, bounce houses, touch a truck, a lot of different things. But really, we just kind of set that stage up this week. Finally got the final say. We have Diamond Rio is going to be coming in as the band, so that'll be a really cool thing. So it's a really cool event. We'll have some information on our social medias coming out soon, but we're excited about that. October 12th.
Very cool. Yes, that's always a good one. I know City Fest always brings in a great headliner. Diamond Rio continuing that tradition, so very exciting. Well, we appreciate you taking the time coming down here. We see you a lot, I feel like, in the office, but it's good to see you in this setting as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for all you do.
If you enjoyed this interview and want to watch more Sports Central, click the video below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.